Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
I'm tired. Hi, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it's pretty early for you. It's 7 over there, isn't it?
I've been up since 2.
So you've been up for a good 5 hours then.
Yeah, I had to make like 4 videos this morning.
That's a lot.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna be home all week. Next week.
Anyway, welcome, folks. Welcome to Days Gone By, episode 2. Which year are we talking about today, Jay?
I have no idea. I put that 1978
1978.
in
Yep.
the title.
That is the day. That is the year we are talking about today.
I did a little. I'm proud of myself, but I did do a little research.
Alrighty. What'd you find out about 78 then?
I only found out about the sports, sports, who was in the Super Bowl, who was in the. I had my notes. Super Bowl was Dallas and the Denver Broncos.
Yes, that was the Denver Broncos' first ever Super Bowl that they appeared in.
Yep. And in the World Series, it was the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
No, just like last year.
Yeah. And in the NBA, the champions were the Washington Bullets and Seattle.
Supersonics? Okay.
And the Stanley Cup was Montreal versus Boston.
And who won that one?
Montreal defeated Boston.
Sorry, I'm a big Montreal fan, so anytime we beat Boston, that's a good day.
But you already knew what.
I just said.
You set me up for that one. But yeah, so you want to talk about the ball?
Well, you can.
So who was on that team? Who was on that team?
Oh boy.
But can I say one thing before we get started?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, I just found out that Val Kilmer,
yes,
died. To me, he was the best Batman ever.
Yeah, rest in peace, Ice.
I don't know. I don't know if it was natural causes or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I know he was having some health issues.
Wow. So 1978. I'm just looking at the the top 100 songs of that year.
Mm-hmm.
This is the year of the Bee Gees. Because this was the year that Saturday Night Fever came out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. It was with John Travolta.
It also was the year of John Travolta, because not only was that released, but also Grease was released this year too. So.
And wasn't he on that show, Welcome Back Carter?
I believe so, but I'm just looking at the top 100 songs. Night Fever came out this year. Staying Alive, How Deep Is Your Love? So basically all the Bee Gees hits came out this year.
Well, some of our audience are too young to realize who the Bee Gees are.
They're probably the only band, or pretty much the only famous people from the Isle of Man, which is a little small island between the islands of Ireland and England in the Irish Sea. So,
And plus, they were all brothers.
mhm. Greece, obviously, by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, was released this year. You're the One That I Want. Lay Down Sally by Eric Clapton came out. Ooh, Miss You uh, by the Rolling Stones came out this year. That's one of my favorite. It's a very underrated song by the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
Just the Way You Are, Billy Joel came out this year.
There's a lot of stuff that came out in 78.
Oh, do you know Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty?
No.
He it's a very pop saxophone. Um, it's mostly known for the saxophone in it. Um, na, 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 na. I don't know if that makes any sense, but We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions came out in 78.
That was 78?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was 79.
Yeah, I was thinking it was 80 or something like that, but ABBA released Take a Chance on Me.
I mean, back in the day, it was all about the European music scene.
Yeah, 90s it seemed too.
It was,
90s and early 2000s seems as well. Uh, Hot Blooded, check it and see. That came out in 78.
that man, there's
Dust in the
way,
Wind by Kansas also came out that year.
way, way, way good music back in the
Oh, yeah. Got some good one.
Okay,
Let's see here.
what happened in the entertainment world here?
Let's see here. Ooh, Burn, Baby Burn. That came out in that year too. Let's see here. What movies came out in 78? Battlestar Galactica came out in 78.
Okay.
Now obviously Grease came out in 78. That was
My
the
all,
highest grossing film that year.
my all-time favorite movie.
And honestly, my favorite movie, one of my favorite superhero movies of all time, came out in 78 as well.
Was that
The
Superman?
original Superman. Mm-hmm.
What was that? Christopher Reed,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. National Lampoon's Animal House came out in that year too.
Yeah, that movie. I had mixed. I got mixed feelings about that movie.
Why?
The movie wasn't that great, but all the comedians in it, excellent. Like John Belushi came out in that era, so yeah.
Halloween came out that year as well.
The very first one,
The very first Halloween.
cool. I love the Halloween franchise, but it seems like they're going way overboard with all the sequels.
Hmm. The Deer Hunter won Best Picture that year.
I,
I don't know that
I,
one.
I saw that movie. I didn't like that movie. It was horrible. I don't know how.
All right.
I don't know how.
Jane Fonda won the Best Actress for
Yes, she
Coming
did.
Home. Dame Maggie Smith won the Best Supporting Actress role for her role in California Suite.
Really?
What's up?
Really?
Yep, Maggie Smith, Professor McGonagall in Harry Potter,
Nice.
or what's her? Oh, if you've ever seen Downton Abbey, she was the Countess in there.
I forgot, but who was the president during that era?
That would have been Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter?
Jimmy Carter would have been president at that time.
I still say he was the
Underrated for sure. A kind man.
nicest president.
Definitely one of the nicest presidents for sure.
But
A very kind person.
but you cannot be nice when you're president,
Now let's see here.
or you're gonna get stepped over.
I'm trying to think about famous. Here we go.
Mhm.
On January 25th, 1978, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky was born.
In 78.
He was born on January 25th, 1978.
So you're telling me he's only 2 years older than me?
Mm-hmm.
Good God, that's so old. That's wild. Let me look something.
Let me just see here.
Let me look at something.
You gotta be kidding me. He's that old? James Franco is that old?
Yeah, James. Yeah,
He's only 2 years older than you as well.
yeah. You didn't know that?
I thought he was younger than that. If you also are familiar with the show Fixer Upper,
Fix it up.
it's about
Is it that show where they
refurbish homes in Waco, Texas.
yeah, by old houses?
Yeah, the woman of that one is Joanna Gaines. She was born that year as well.
In 1978, the first GPS satellite was launched in space. And then the birth of the first test tube baby was in 1978. That is very interesting. And that baby was born in England. Okay. Another fact: the debut of the first cellular mobile phone was launched. So you're
Okay.
telling the first cell phone came out in 1978?
Yeah, but it probably wasn't made public until 1980s.
It says Martin Cooper of Motorola made the first public cell on a mobile phone. No, it was made for people too. They could buy it, but
Oh wow!
it cost a lot of money though.
So
Jesus, I did not know that. Ooh, and the first introduction to spam email, also in 1978.
there you go. So basically, world events that happened in 1978. Let's see here.
Oh, Pope John Paul was elected.
Was ascended to the papalship or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, Pope
Um.
Pope John Paul.
So. Um.
And he was the first non-Italian pope.
The Camp David Accords were signed in 1978. Um. And was signed between Egypt's President Anwar Sadat and Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Benin after a 13-day conference at Camp David, led by Jimmy Carter.
That is right. And also in 1978,
Mm-hmm.
the Johnstown massacre occurred.
Yes, the Jonestown Massacre.
Yeah, Jonestown. Over 900 members of the People Temple, led by the Jim John, died in a massive murder suicide. Ooh.
Yep, with
Ouch.
Flavor Aid laced with cyanide.
Ouch. That is,
Which is where the term "don't drink the Kool-Aid" comes from.
man, that is harsh.
Mm-hmm.
And Argentina won the FIFA World Cup.
Yep.
So that's cool.
The Afghanistan war that eventually drew the Soviets in the next year started. This is also significant at the start of the war because guess who we were funding at the start of this war?
I forgot.
The United States secretly was funding Islamic guerrilla organizations
But yeah, but is that proven?
led by a guy by the name of Osama bin Laden.
Oh wow, okay. That's not good.
Yeah, we were giving him the stuff.
That's not good at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Roman
says right
Polanski
here.
fled to France after being to avoid sentencing after pleading guilty to unlawful sex with a minor.
That's harsh. Jesus Christ. And then one more thing here. It said the first rainbow flag was created for the LGBTQ.
The first what flag?
The rainbow flag.
Okay, pride flag. Mm-hmm.
Yes, for all the lesbians and gays and LGBT community. So yeah, so
And for on a lighter sense, homebrewing of beer was legalized in the U.S. as well.
oh really?
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that they were allowed to make their own beer at home?
Well, basically, once they got rid of prohibition, they basically said only big companies can do it, or you have to have a certain license in order to make your own beer. But
Oh yeah, of course.
in 1978, they basically said you can make it at home if you want.
But you couldn't sell it.
Yeah, it's basically like bootlegged after that. Yeah,
Yeah,
bootlegged
that
out of
would
here.
be trash. And you would have got in big trouble if you got caught.
So, let's see here. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, don't mind me, guys. I'm just in pain. But yeah.
Let's see here.
Wasn't there a war going on in 78 also?
Other than the Afghanistan war, no. Not for the United States. We had already removed all of the troops from Vietnam.
Okay. Let's see what the top TV shows were.
Yeah.
We all know what the top movies are, but I can't find anything about top TV shows.
Wow. So 1978, and this is from, again, going back to big events entertainment was, I mean, you had people like the Cars, Dire Straits, the Police, and most famously, Van Halen debuted that year.
Ooh.
And then you had TV shows like The Dukes of Hazzard, Charlie's Angels, The Incredible Hulk, all on there.
Ooh, okay. Here we go. The top ranking on TV.
Oh, you had Mork and Mindy too.
Yeah. The number one rated show in that year was Laverne and Shirley.
Mm-hmm.
And number two was my all-time favorite, Three's a Company. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And for the third spot, there's two TV shows that shared the third spot. And that was the one that you mentioned, Mork and Mindy, and Happy Days.
Monday, Tuesday, happy day. Thursday, Friday, happy day.
I used to love that show. Hey, Paul, you were 5. You were 5 years old. Wow, that's man.
You're younger than my dad, Paul.
I'm like, dad.
My dad was 6 in that year. You had let's see here. You had Battlestar Galactica. Dallas was on at that time.
Yeah.
Different Strokes was on.
Different.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the show ended in 78.
It was on at the time, so it counts. So,
Oh yeah, Paul. I'm in the same boat as you are, Paul. You're like 2 years older than me.
mm-hmm.
So I feel old too. So you're not the only one. Also,
WKRP in Cincinnati was on at that time as well.
I love that show.
That's when you found out turkeys really do fly, or pigs fly, rather.
60 Minutes was popular also.
Taxi.
Oh, I love Taxi.
Started that year, I believe.
MASH was that year
That was
too.
on. Yep.
All in the Family, Taxi,
Mork and Mindy.
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels was a huge one.
And my all-time favorite, Chips. I don't know if you guys know what Chips is, but it used to be like the all-time favorite cop show where you follow these two highway patrol cops. I used to watch that show.
Just looking at some animation shows or cartoon shows.
I bet there were a lot of good cartoons.
Battle of the Planets. Debuted in '78. Buford and the Galloping Ghost.
Actually, Donkey Kong did come out in 70. I want to say 77. The first Donkey Kong game came out.
'81.
Oh, I thought it was way earlier than that.
It says Donkey Kong electronic game originally released in 1981 by the Japanese Nintendo Company Limited. That spawned a popular franchise and helped start the video game revolution of the '80s.
Yeah, guys. What else do you guys want to talk about? The 1978. Lot of information too.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you still had great stuff like the Pink Panther was still on. The cartoon Pink Panther was still on.
Yep.
Lots of really good stuff in '78.
Really, a lot of good stuff.
Like a lot of my dad's favorite movies from that era are still. He still has today. Animal House, Grease, Battlestar Galactica. And this is something that he mentioned to me in the next week. Star Wars was so popular. It was such a huge thing. They were still selling tickets a year later, and the lines were going all the way around the buildings.
I mean, back in the day, that was that is one of the franchise that just.
But it was still in theaters. It was not released in '78, but it was still in theaters, and the lines were still ungodly long.
Yeah, I heard that was the best grossing movie. They made millions. It took them
probably the first one to ever exceed $1 billion, probably.
And it didn't take that much to make either. I heard.
They used a lot of models that saved a lot of money, so.
Yes.
They used a lot of creative techniques as well, like rubber costumes and stuff like that too. But we'll get into that when we talk about '77. So.
That movie just took off.
It was a phenomenon. It still has not cooled down 50 years later.
Yeah, look at all the spin-offs.
Largely produced by George Lucas himself, because he's the one that decided let's just create the origin story of Darth Vader.
Yeah. Which I didn't like.
I didn't know. I didn't mind, but I think the writing could have been a little bit better.
Yeah, it could have. It
Because I
really could
mean, the
have.
lines, especially I think it was in the second movie, episode 2, where he's talking with Padme, and he's talking about like sand on Naboo and stuff like that. It's like that entire monologue or scene is just so cringeworthy because it's horrible dialogue. It doesn't create it doesn't create any sympathy towards him because it's just terrible. And I have issues with my speech and stuff like that, and I understand that that's bad language.
Yeah, but
So I can't really fault what's his name, Hayden Christensen, for trying to produce something that was that poorly written.
yeah, I didn't like the prequels.
I especially hated the J.J. Abrams trilogy. I hated that, the passion.
Really? Why?
The problem with J.J. Abrams is that he creates a lot of conflict and questions about things, and all sorts of these conflicts that never get resolved at the end of 3 movies.
Yeah, true about that.
He leaves so many plot holes that it's like you're left leaving the theater with more questions than he came in.
But I think he did that because he wanted to make.
That's the reason why he ruined Star Trek too.
Yeah, I never watched Star Trek. I really couldn't get into Star Trek.
I was not a fan of the new Star Trek movies.
Oh, with the
anyway,
young T. Kirk.
Yeah, 1978. You saw a spin-off of both Star Wars and mostly the reason why they made Battlestar Galactica was because of the hype behind Star Trek or Star Wars.
Yeah, but didn't Battlestar Galactica bomb?
I'm sorry?
Wasn't that great?
What?
Battlestar.
Oh, I love Battlestar Galactica. My dad loves it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's a great movie. Now, the TV show is
The TV show horrible.
The TV show was not that bad, but the movie was great.
I can't have an argument about that, but
what's up?
I really didn't like the movie either. No.
You didn't like the movie either?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I think it was nice because it tried to be more precise with how it was directed and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was.
Rather than you can spread it out over multiple episodes with the conflict and stuff like that in like a TV show. But I have to, and even my dad said this, when they made the reason why he appreciates Star Trek because it is very clear that there is a lot of time, a lot of passion going into the writing of it. It's very well written and looks into more of the human aspects of our character. It's very expertly written. However, if you just want a good old-fashioned romp, like a good old Western set in space, that's Star Wars. It's basically a Western in space.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that.
And it might as well just make it an opera, too, because it's basically a space Western opera.
I wouldn't say...
Because there's elements of a spaghetti Western in there, too.
But the opera thing?
So the reason why it would be an opera is because of the music behind it. It's very thematic like that. And it's not necessarily like other times where it tries to fill space and stuff like that. It tries to tell the story along with And that's what makes it an opera. Is that it basically enhances the storytelling. The music enhances the storytelling.
Yeah, you can see it that way.
There's a great Western movie that we'll eventually get to. It's probably my favorite Western movie of all time. We'll get to it when we talk about this year, but yeah, I think could also be considered a Western opera as well. You were 10 at that time.
See, I never used to watch Westerns, so.
Yeah, it's won the one Best Picture that year in 1990. But that's a spoiler for when we do 1990.
No, but was it like a comedy?
No, it's a true Western.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Kind of like it's actually kind of like an anti-Western because it trails in an alternative reality of history.
Who's in it?
Dances with Wolves.
That was a Western?
Like I said, it's kind of like an anti-Western because it tells the story of the Native Americans and doesn't show the Americans as good old-fashioned cowboys.
Yeah. So how can you say that's a Western?
Look at the locations. Listen to the music.
I try to watch that, but man, I lost interest so fast.
It makes you think. But anyway, we'll talk more about that come in 1990. Let's stay in 1978. I mean, we still got, Battlestar Galactica. We got Jaws 2 came out this year as well in 78.
Yeah, but that movie was horrible.
Yeah. As most sequels are.
That was the worst movie. Actually, that was the worst sequel movie.
Let's see here.
Out of all sequels, Jaws 2, it was poo poo.
Let's see here. Now, hold on one second. I have to look this up.
Go right ahead.
So they began production on Star Trek: The Motion Picture, the first Star Trek movie. They just began production with that.
Okay.
Let's see here. Opening. Um. Let's see here.
I'm trying to look up more information about 19. What was life like?
Ooh, Tomorrow Never Comes.
That was the
That's a good crime movie. Return from Witch Mountain.
Ooh, I love that.
Interesting.
That was out in 19.
That was 78. That was Return from Witch Mountain was Walt Disney in Buena Vista.
Yeah, Walt Disney. And I know they made a remake.
Fury. Wow, that's a good one. The Fury. That's a good one.
Yuri?
The Fury, yeah. Enemy of the people. Dawn of the Dead came out that year.
You mean the original one? The one with
The original Dawn of the Dead.
the black and white.
Romero. Mm-hmm.
I do have an issue with that movie.
What? What?
I know it was like how the zombie virus started.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like at the end of the movie, they were trying to set it. They were actually trying to set it up for the next movie, but the next movie never came out. There was supposed to be a sequel, and they ended the first movie on a cliffhanger,
Mm-hmm.
and they never told you how the zombie virus started.
Oh yeah, Highballin' came out in '78.
What did?
Highballin'. It's a Canadian action comedy film about truckers. It's a good one. It's kind of like on the same level as like a Convoy or something like that.
Okay.
Let's see here. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite Walt Disney movies came out in that
What
year.
is it?
The Cat from Outer Space.
Who? What?
The Cat from Outer Space came out in 1978.
This is the first time I'm hearing about the movie.
Oh my gosh, is that a great movie? The guy who plays Colonel Potter from MASH. I forget.
Okay.
Yeah. I forget the. Oh gosh.
All right. What about that back-to-back Triple Crown winner in 1970?
Yep, we did have a Triple Crown winner. That was
At the Kentucky Derby.
Triple Crown. So, for those of you not familiar with horse racing, the Triple Crown is a 3-race event that the horse of that year has to win all 3 races.
Yep.
And that is the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness Stakes, and the Belmont Stakes.
Yeah. Belmont.
There have been a lot that have won the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness, which are the 2 shortest ones. I think the Kentucky Derby is 1.25 miles, and I believe the Preakness is 1.125 miles.
You're right about that.
Every single majority of them fall short at the Belmont because it's 1.5 miles. It's 1/4 mile longer than the Kentucky Derby. It is huge, and a lot of horses just run out of
steam.
Mm-hmm. They just run out of steam. Convoy did come out that year. Cool. I love Convoy.
And the video game craze back in the day was Space Invaders.
Space Invaders. Yeah, that's a good one.
That is the game that launched the craze of computer video games. Because without Space Invaders, we wouldn't have video games.
Let's see here.
And the average cost of new homes back in 1978, man, that
cost of a U-Haul?
That is cheap. You could have got a new house for $54,000. That is insane.
Yeah.
That's hella cheap. I could have bought like 5 houses. I could have bought 5 houses in 1978. You realize that, Phil?
What?
My family could have bought 5 houses back in 1978.
Okay.
Wow.
Here we go. You want to see which main, like, bigger known companies have started in 1978? You know which companies started in 1978?
Not really.
So you started with Banana Republic.
I heard of it, but I don't like the brand.
Ben and Jerry's.
I love Ben and Jerry's. Good ice cream. Good ice cream.
Boot Barn.
What?
Boot Barn.
What the hell is that?
It's a kind of something. Best way I can describe it, it's a bougie version of like a Tractor Supply or something like that. It's like a designer store. It's like a designer store for cowboys and that. So, let's see here. Trying to Family Video started that year.
Family Video.
The video rental place.
Really?
Family Video.
Okay.
They started in 78.
Nice.
The Home Depot.
Wait, Home Depot started in 78?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yep.
And, Ashton Kutcher?
Yep.
He was born in 1978.
Really? I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, it's an Ashton Kutcher was born on February 7th, 1970.
So he's just a couple days removed from your birthday too. So
yeah, 3 days after my birthday.
Jet's Pizza was also founded in 1978.
Ooh, okay.
You know Jet's?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, look at that! The famous basketball player Kobe Bryant. He was born in 78. August 23rd, 1978.
Yeah, those are the big ones that started in. Those are the big companies that started in 78. So let's see here. What was invented in 1978 that maybe changed something? The computer bulletin board system. So basically a wow. Laserdisc started that year as well.
Really?
Which eventually became the basis for CDs.
I remember Laserdisc.
Mm-hmm.
Man, those things were huge.
Uh-huh.
It was a It was
basically the size of a vinyl record.
Yeah. And if you wanted to get a Laserdisc player, good Lord, it was expensive. Very expensive to own one. Anything else, Phil?
So in 1978, Burger King introduced the Burger King specialty burgers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it tried to be a little bit more sophisticated and offer, appeal to a much older audience.
Burger King.
Huggies came out in 78.
Huggies?
Huggies diapers.
That's pretty
perhaps Lego also came out, or the Lego Castle.
Yeah, the Lego Castle did, but I know
the Lego Castle, the Lego City, Lego Space, all came out in the year 1978.
Yeah.
And if you guys have a sweet tooth, the whatchamacallit bar was created in 1978.
What you may call?
Yeah, the whatchamacallit bar was made in 1978.
I still laugh at that candy bar when I see it at the store.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just looking at maybe recipes and what you did.
Okay.
Yeesh. But yeah, there were so many, great things that happened in 78. I mean, you had things like bell-bottom jeans out there. Big, well, not necessarily like big hair like the 80s, but definitely had the Jay was -2 in 1978.
Yes, I was. Yes,
he would have been negative. He would have been -8 in 72.
Yep.
He wasn't even an egg at that point.
I hope I was.
Well, maybe an egg, but you know what I mean. But there were so many fascinating things. This is also when things became not necessarily really, really custom for your cooking needs, and this is more where a lot of things became more generic for fridges and cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you look back at the 50s and 60s, they were really innovative and stuff like that.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Cars and refrigerators specifically, because I mean, there were some. I've seen this guy restore ones that basically have a butter warmer in the door.
Ooh.
From the 50s. That didn't happen in the 70s.
Yeah. That's old. That's old.
Yeah. It's really cool. And I like things like that. Unfortunately, not a lot of things from the 70s really lasted that long, especially cars. Car quality was especially poor at that time. Let's take a look at some of the more famous car models that year.
It has to be full. Chevrolet.
Let's see here. You had the BMW 6 Series, the Dodge Magnum,
Which was a big
Pontiac
flaw.
Trans Am. There you go.
Oh, I love that. I love that car.
I love a Trans Am. That's actually my mom's favorite car. Is a Pontiac Trans Am.
It was like a boat. It was.
It's not a boat. It's a sports car. Now the Oldsmobile Cutlass, that's a boat.
I have no idea why they would make cars that big.
Well, whenever we get to 72, that was the year of the biggest production car ever built. 1972 Lincoln Continental is the largest production car ever built.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. Jeez.
The Chevrolet Caprice or the Chevrolet Impala Coupe. These were pretty popular sedans and coupes from Chevy that year.
Yeah, but man, cars were horrible back in the day.
They were starting to lose their touch. They were starting to become more generic at that time.
Yeah. I mean, geez.
I mean, you had the American Motor Company was still in production.
What
so you had the American Concorde, the American Spirit.
Really? Man.
AMC Concorde, AMC Spirit. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jeez. Man. Okay.
The Ford Limited Crown Vic came out.
No, that was a good car. The Crown Vic.
Yep.
I would love to fight one right now. And just restore.
You're probably going to have to find an old cop car.
Yep.
The Toyota Supra was popular at that time.
Yeah, I didn't like that car that much.
The Toyota Tercel also came out that year.
Oh, there's some ugly cars that came out that year. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It was, oh, man.
Oh, it almost kind of looks like a Volkswagen Rabbit in a way.
Yeah, but still, oh, God.
I mean, it's just a flatback coupe with the two-door.
Yeah. Is there any way you can share that with the audience right now?
Oh, yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah, screen share it.
Yeah,
you gotta look at this car.
Picture of it. I think this is a... hang on.
You gotta look at this car.
Yeah, I gotta find a picture of it. Hang on.
It's horrible. The car is horrible. It looks horrible. It ran horrible.
Oh, man. Jeez.
Yeah. That's not good. Not good at all.
Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Let's see here. All right. Can you see me here?
Yeah.
All right. So this is the 1978 Toyota Tercel, right here.
Let me put that up. Yeah, guys, see?
This is the 1978 Toyota Tercel.
Horrible.
This right here are the side mirrors. This is here. They weren't up here at the side of the car. They were near the front tire.
Right near the headlights. And how much would that car cost back in the day?
Let's see here.
It couldn't be that much.
How much did a Toyota? It was released in Japan in 1970, but wasn't sold in the United States until 1980.
Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't sold in the U.S. at that time. So let's just look at the 1980 cost. $4,198.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
For a brand new car?
Brand new car.
I can buy like if I sold my car right now.
So give or take about, I'd say it's probably about $3,500 in 1978.
Man, that is wild.
Yeah.
That is wild. Good Lord. That is
Hang on.
that is wild.
No, Mr. Bean had a Mini.
Oh, that was Mini?
Mr. Bean had a Mini Cooper.
Yeah, wasn't that like the European version?
Of the Toyota?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was, but I mean, because Mr. Bean is British, they use British cars, so.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, man, that is wild.
Yeah, at $4,195.
That's hella. Well, I can't say it was cheap.
Yeah, that's a lot of money back then.
Yeah, because with inflation right now, that might be like a $18,000 car right now.
Let's see here.
Because of the inflation. So. But
let's see here. Okay, $4,198.
But yeah, but still.
Let's see here. Let's look at the inflation calendar. I'm looking at an inflation calculator. So in 1980, 4,100. How much was it? $4,190. Yeah, $4,198.
Mm-hmm.
Calculated to be how much? Yeah, 2024. That's a $16,000 car.
Yeah, see.
Adjusted for inflation.
But 16,000 is still a cheap car.
Cheap.
So yeah,
It's like a Volkswagen Jetta or something like that.
Yeah.
Still a pretty cheap car.
Yes, it is.
All right. I think we're about done today.
Yeah.
What year do you want to do next week, Jay?
Well, it's going to be in about 2 weeks.
Okay, in 2 weeks. Do you want to do a 2-4 episode then?
Probably.
Okay. What years would you like to do that then?
It's up to you. I'm cool with anything.
You want to go into the 60s next time, or
65?
65, 66?
That's the year that that Mustang came out in 65.
65 and 66. We'll do that then.
Yeah.
We'll do a 2-4 episode in that time. So we'll start the episode off with 65 and we'll go into 66.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. Nice to see everyone.
Yeah, thanks for getting out early, guys. I know it's early, but
hey, thank you for everyone.
Like, come on, guys, give me a break. This is the only time
Taterhead. Come on, Taterhead.
This is the only time that I have all week.
Anyway.
But yeah.
If you guys want to follow my channel, there's going to be a lot of episodes upcoming today. So be prepared for that.
So you're going to upload videos today?
Yeah, I'm going to be uploading a lot of videos on my channel today.
Really? How many?
And then we'll continue on from there.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys in about 2 weeks for another episode of Days Gone By, where we do 1965 and 1966. It's going to be a 2-hour episode. So,
like I said, I am going on vacation starting this Sunday, but you guys are going to get a video on Monday and on Tuesday, I believe.
okay.
I already filmed the videos. I already sent it to my editor. It's going to be uploaded on Monday and Tuesday, so you guys are going to have some content to watch while I'm on vacation.
All right.
And I'm not looking forward to my vacation because it's going to be a 12-hour drive.
Where are you heading?
Vegas.
Vegas?
Yep. Vegas.
That's a 12-hour drive for you?
Yeah, like a 12-hour drive.
That's like from here to like way northern Minnesota for me.
All right. 12 hours?
12 hours will get you into maybe, I think Duluth is about 10 hours, so you can probably head to the Canadian border in about 12 hours from here.
Okay, wow. And I also want to congratulate, I know this is politics, but I want to congratulate the people in Wisconsin for making it a Democrat state right now.
State Supreme Court. Mm-hmm.
and
we don't care about Floridians that much here, so.
And it was hilarious. It was hilarious to watch Elon Musk lose.
Yep, we don't care. Anyway.
I hate that guy.
Doesn't everyone?
Not the Republicans. Anyway, guys, yeah. I had a fun time today. I don't film it. I hope you guys did too. Like I said, you guys are going to get a lot of content this summer. So.
Yep. Stay tuned for another 2 weeks where we talk about 1965 and 1966. And also subscribe up here to my channel if you want to learn more about like budget-friendly recipes and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that as well.
And I have one question for you guys and to Phil. Who is the next person that you want me to interview? I have a lot of interviews lined up for the channel.
Depends. It really depends on you, Jay. There's a lot of stuff that you can. You're diversifying your content, so it's really just.
Yeah. I'm trying to hit every major category. There's
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, some people like stealth camping. Some people like woodwork.
Well, maybe if I get started on my other channel with woodworking and that, and if I get enough subscribers, maybe you can interview me. But we'll see about that when that happens.
And,
That might be next summer.
And if you guys are really interested in like bushcraft, what bushcraft is, how do they live using bushcraft, go check out my last interview I did with the bushcraft evolution.
There you go.
He was teaching a lot about
survival skills.
Yep. And he taught me a lot. I learned a lot from interviewing it. So, so yeah. If you guys are interested in that, go watch it. And also give him a sub. He's trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. And also go to Phil's and just give him a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. So,
all right, thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and you guys have a
happy, healthy day.
Yeah, have after the end.
Monday, Tuesday, happy day. Thursday, Friday, happy day.
Copyright it.
Hey, I can sing it. I just can't play it. I just can't play the song.
But anyway, guys, that is it. We will see you later. I'll be back Friday with Kenton. Actually.
Alrighty. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, you guys have a great week, and we'll see you later. Bye, guys.